Hey, so gonna start off with rolling the dice and see what's going on with the numbers, angel numbers, and go from there. But I'm going with, like next steps in our healing journey as the masculine, feminine, sexual healing, sensual healing, getting together. So let's see what the angels have to say. The shining ones. We've got 3, 4, 6, 6, 3, 4. What is this? 6, 3, 4. Vibrational blessings. I want to be there when you vibrate. The reward may surprise you. Your rewards come in the form of peace, compassion, and freedom from concern about others' opinions. List which blessings you've received in the form of intangible feelings and character qualities. So many. Alright, we're gonna go with 3, 6, 4 next. Practice it. Put action behind your intentions. The intentions you have set need some action behind them. Revisit your intentions and choose one to work on today. Put forth a valiant effort to show the universe and yourself that you are serious about self-growth. Practice, practice, practice. Build that love muscle. Alright, we're going to go 4, 6, 3. Show up. Your presence matters. Your angels ask you to demonstrate support and stability for others simply by showing up. Worrying that you won't know what to say or do can hold you back from being the friend you want to be. Think of how you can support others today just by being there. 4, 3, 6. Temptations. Resist the urge. Something self-destructive is calling out to you and your angels rush in. They want you to see it for what it is, a test of your willpower. Journal about exactly what it is you attempted to do. Reflect on what parts of you want it and why. Try to see that the pain within is crying out for help and that this isn't a good solution. 3, 4, 6. Skipping steps. Skipping stones has been coming through. Details are important. You are moving at a faster speed than most lately, and your angels are reminding you to make sure you aren't skipping any necessary steps. Circle back today to a recent situation and make absolutely sure you did not miss any details or processes that could cause an issue later. 36, 63, 63, 36. Resources. You are your best asset. It's time to jump into the next chapter with confidence that the skills and knowledge you already possess are going to be enough. Create a list of all the skills you bring to the table in a relationship, job, or new project. Know your worth. Profound turning point, positive thoughts. Be reliable. Prove yourself through challenges. Your world is increasingly filled with challenges, all of which are here to serve your highest good. It's a wonderful opportunity to demonstrate reliability today. Reflect on what it means to be reliable and write a list of ways you are currently doing this, as well as places in your life where you could work on this. 46. Hope, take care. The prize. Don't lose sight of what's important. Your angels validate that directions in the material world can produce disconnect from self and spirit. Show the universe you know where your priorities lie today by doing something that shows you keep your eyes on the prize. Look up, things are coming together. Life can seem like many scattered pieces at present, but rest assured those pieces are very much interconnected. Look at the overlap today and see where things are coming together. Several times throughout the day, repeat this mantra. I trust in the plan for my life. 34. Creative connection. You have a spark. You are being called to pay close attention to the energies that drive you and motivate you. Get excited about creating your own life by following creative pursuits. Create a vision board with images and words that capture your attention and resonate deep within you. And 64. Intent. State what you want to accomplish. Your angels ask you to state out loud what you intend to accomplish. This could be an intention for the day or a much broader life intention. Either way, write it down and post it where you can see it often. Repeat it to yourself throughout the day. Did I do 364? Practicing. 346. Yeah, I did that. Six, 4, 3. Consideration. Honor the gifts you've received. Show that you respect what the universe has gifted you by taking care of it. And what can you do in your life to honor gifts, goals accomplished, and hard work completed? Make a plan today to treat something you have with more respect. It's like it really comes down to the self-awareness and self-love. Like, I mean, it's not arrogant to know what you bring to the table. Like, when it comes from a heart space, like, what have you got to offer? We've all got so much love to offer the world and each other, and to be aware of that and proud that you can bring that is a beautiful thing. So, you know, like, we do really need to be aware of our capabilities and you know, just the beauty within that we hold. You know, because like all the real stuff is what we bring from within, not what is going on without us. But anyway, I'm going to see what the gods and the titans have to bring to our attentions today, because I'm getting that like the divine masculine, the men, our beautiful men, there's so much like buried deep under so much shit that there's so much wanting to get out. So we'll see what the gods and the titans have to say about that. There we go. Vishnu, balance. Osiris and Shiva. And so Osiris is renewal. Pay attention to your need for rejuvenation and renewal, both physically and mentally. You are invited to experience the magic of hope. The god of resurrection, Osiris, husband of Isis, is one of the key members of the Egyptian pantheon. Son of the earth god Geb and Nut of the sky, Osiris developed into the god of death and rebirth after his own violent death. The story of Isis's love and devotion to Osiris after he was killed and dismembered by his brother Set is central to Egyptian myth. After his murder, Isis travelled the earth looking for the pieces of Osiris. She then cast a powerful spell which brought her husband back to life, long enough to conceive a son, Horus. Then Osiris retreated back into the underworld. As a deity of resurrection, Osiris gave hope to all that there was an afterlife and that death could be transcended. Osiris did not judge the dead, he also was responsible for their afterlife and reincarnation. As a result, the energy of rebirth and renewal is more tied to Osiris than the other lords of the underworld. Complex magical processes, rituals, and rites were created with Osiris as a central figure to ensure a successful resurrection after death. Depicted with green skin to signify his role as the force behind germination and fertility. Osiris ruled over the flooding Nile and budding crops. Osiris can be called upon when you need to be renewed. When you are tired, physically or mentally, his energy is nourishing and magical. When you feel like there is no hope, particularly after trauma or a difficult relationship, his presence is soothing. Osiris also appears when there is a conception or transition close at hand. Like, it's basically the process of change and finding more of yourself within that change, whatever it is. And seeing how you got to that change, because it's not always about you. Like with Isis and Osiris, the feminine and the masculine, you know, we work off each other, we affect each other's development in such beautiful ways. So to be appreciative and aware and, you know, show gratitude and it's just an awareness of how your change and your development is created, like in a cycle with others. Like we all affect each other and create off of and from each other. Like, you know, we're all these just energy bubbles, like bouncing off each other type thing, you know, like how water moves, you know, like two movements of water coming together and then bouncing off, you know, how the flow goes. And you know, with masculine, feminine, that's like the moon and the tide, like that's, you know, water and land. That's literally like we're working together in order to develop ourselves and to know ourselves, and like we work off each other. We are drawn to and connected to each other. Different, but we get to know ourselves and develop ourselves from connecting with the other. Vishnu is balance. Shiva's first. I'll do Shiva. Destruction. Dance away any old beliefs that burden you. Defy and destroy what stands in your way to happiness and enlightenment. The Lord Shiva comes dancing into our earthly plane in many forms and has many faces, but it is his role as Shiva, the destroyer, that we will examine here. Shiva is the third aspect of the Hindu Trinity, Brahma being the creator and Vishnu being the preserver. While some fear the idea of destruction, it is important to see the action as part of the natural continuing cycle of all things, and in some ways a relief from the burden of suffering. Shiva is both aesthetic and erotic. There is nothing extra with Shiva. All that is not real is destroyed, yet there is the essential masculine energy left for his connection with Parvati, his consort. Shiva is often pictured stepping upon the demon of ignorance as he disassembles what is not needed. By letting go of old beliefs and false identities, we become freer and in the end more enlightened. Shiva worshippers in India are amongst the most wild looking of all yogis, with ungroomed hair and covered in ash. The symbol of Shiva, the Shivalingam, is commonly found in most Hindu homes, along with a balancing symbol of Parvati. Yeah, so they're very Shiva and Osiris, very similar, like destroyer, renewal, but like it's like for the same freaking purpose. Like Osiris was cut into 14 pieces, and he became renewed, like again, like it all very similar of the masculine being torn apart and put back together again. Like in a blaze of glory type situation of him becoming like, fuck everyone, I've put myself back together. Now I'm in indestructible type awakening situation of the divine masculine. And Vishnu balance, rectifying imbalances in your body, mind and soul will reduce suffering and pain. The middle path is the best course of action. The Hindus believe that both good and evil exists in the world. This is a natural way of being. When the balance gets disturbed, a force for the preservation of balance appears, and that is Vishnu. Vishnu, the preserver, takes the middle place of the Hindu trinity between Brahma, the creator, and Shiva, the destroyer. So far, Vishnu has been reincarnated to assist in balancing the powers of light and darkness 9 times. These incarnations or avatars include those of Ram, Krishna, and Buddha. The adventures of Ram and his consort Sita can be read in the famous holy book, the Ramayana. That's Rama and Sita. So like those two have come up a lot for me in the masters, the divine masters, as the holy union, the divine union, to assist the couples, divine masculine, divine feminine reunion type thing. There is a further reincarnation to come, the 10th, where a hero called Kalki will appear riding a white horse to again balance the decline of men. Vishnu, as a supreme spirit, has many attributes, but he is known for his great Shakti and Bala strength. Shakti's energy and Bala's strength. He uses these to keep the order in the universe and to subdue injustice and instill harmony in one avatar. Parashurama, he destroyed the warrior castes that were perpetrating great injustices amongst the ordinary people and sages. Vishnu is almost always depicted with blue skin, and sometimes he rides on his magnificent bird-like Mount Garuda. His consort is the goddess of prosperity, Lakshmi, who sits lovingly with him, often massaging his feet. Could Vishnu grace you with his presence now? No. Should Vishnu grace you with his presence, know that he is reminding you to find balance in all things. And admittedly, this is hard. We live in a time where the seeking of balance seems to be at the top of everyone's list, and that is if we are even aware of our imbalance. This is where Vishnu asks us to start, with awareness. Where can you actively seek more harmony and peace? What small or large steps can you take to redress the imbalance for good of all, including yourself? The conch, the wheel, the lotus, the bow and arrow. Yeah, it's so funny. Like today, I was like looking into the Egyptian and Greek gods, pantheons, and triads, and you know, there's the Indians, like God, like there's so many groupings, right, of all these gods and similarities between all of them. And you know, for these three, I mean, these three are seriously powerful masculine deities coming up. Like 2 of the Indian triad, and Osiris, which is like the main freaking, like the main Egyptian aspect of the divine masculine, like really divine masculine, because Osiris covers pretty much the entire story of the divine masculine. And that's really interesting. I might get some goddesses to go with it to see. to see where we're at with all this. Because some massive changes are happening. We're moving into a high energy state, literally we're changing, which means that the feminine's developing, the masculine's developing, and it's the relationship between the two that's really going to, I think, inspire and hold us together. It's going to be like the backbone of our future. I think as a species, to be honest, we really need to get if we can get our relationship dynamics between the masculine and feminine balanced, and we'll all be able to raise our frequency, become better beings, I believe, because love and tapping into love is the source of it all, and where humanity is failing is that we're becoming that much too much logic mind based, and what's happening is we're bringing more heart based feminine back into it. And this next step is uniting, is spinning the yin yang, is getting the masculine feminine, left right brain balanced in a way that everyone can be more united within the self, more healed, more balanced, which is masculine feminine, which the divine relationship of masculine feminine healed beings is what brings in this energy, this knowledge, these healing techniques, methods, just the plain old freaking energy, knowing that it is possible, guidance, it's the light coming in, that is what is solid ground to it's not even to aspire to, that is our natural state. We are so far beneath our natural state right now that that's why we're all so freaking confused. And we just keep having piles of shit shoveled on top of us, and we're trying to get back to our natural state. Anyway, this is why so many men and women are just so out of balance within themselves. That's why so many relationships are out of balance. And we're at a stage now where we are literally we've started the momentum. The energy is moving, and there's no going back. The energy is moving to where we're more naturally inclined to be, the more healthy, natural state of our bodies is to be in the divine, masculine, feminine, balanced human being. Healthy body, healthy mind, healthy sexuality, like sensuality, like awareness and appreciation for both sides. You know what I mean? Okay, what do the ladies have to say? Are you going to get any ladies? Yes. Self-esteem. Amaterasu. Amaterasu. I'll read it in a sec. Gaia, creation, Mother Earth, Hathor, contentment, and Freya, irresistibility, is on the bottom. Book. I just feel like a lot of the energies of these old gods, lifetimes, stories, whatever, I really like these energies are really connecting with us now, because they hold such a power of becoming like that we can tap into and inspire to and draw from in order to empower ourselves right now, especially as, you know, the divine masculine, divine feminine, like the gods and goddesses within ourselves that we all really need to be aspiring to really make a difference and make changes within our own lives and the world around us. Because, you know, let's face it, like, this world needs some massive change, and the only way we're going to do it is if we make gods and goddesses out of ourselves and create change from a heart space. So self-esteem, Amaterasu. You are enough. Look to building your self-esteem from the inside out. It's your turn to shine. Be the sunshine in your own life. Amaterasu is the sun goddess of the Shinto faith. She is one of the most loved of the Japanese deities, and there is a rich series of myths surrounding her. Amaterasu lived a peaceful life very much in harmony with the workings of nature, shining brightly amongst a herd of horses, and gardens full of silkworms for her weaving. However, her brother was much more disruptive and chaotic, overcoming the outside world and everything, and being you. So in some versions of the story, Susanoo became jealous of his sister and slaughtered her horses and her silkworms. And when Amaterasu came upon such a gruesome and shocking scene, she became so full of grief and hopelessness that she retreated into a cave. This left the earth with no life-giving sun, and all grew cold and dead. The earthly plane became a haven for evil spirits, terrifying everyone, and the people began to die from lack of food. The other gods and the people waited outside Amaterasu's cave and tried everything to get her to come out again. She refused, never wishing to show her face again. As things grew desperate, Azumi, the sister goddess of Amaterasu, had an idea. She began to dance a bawdy dance, lifting up her skirts and singing comically. This brought a roar of approval from the crowd assembled, and laughter was heard ringing across the world. Amaterasu became curious, listening to these lively, happy sounds, and decided to peep out of her cave. Azumi was prepared, though. She had placed a mirror just outside the cave, and when the bright light of dawn, that was the energy of Amaterasu, hit the mirror, the goddess became bedazzled by her own reflection, and her giggling sister was able to pull her out of the cave. The world became a better place again by her presence, and Amaterasu gleaned her true worth. It's basically like that is the re-emerging of the wounded feminine of what we're going through right now. And I feel like this is like what my guides and everything are doing for me. Like whenever I get down, they freaking find a way to make me laugh and come out further, that and trust them that like little bit more each time. And this is the feminine pain body that we're all dealing with right now, and you know, who's gonna bring her out of the cave? Who is she gonna trust enough? And really, so many of us are relying purely on spirit and ourselves to learn that trust in order to get ourselves out of that cave. And that, you know, to be honest, that goes for men and women. It's just the feminine. Yeah. In order to have faith in good things again after being hurt so badly, you know, it goes for both masculine and feminine. And you know, very much it's like, you know, on top of Osiris, which was, you know, Amaterasu was destroyed by her brother. Osiris was also destroyed by her brother, by his brother, you know, cut into pieces. And it takes a lot to be put back together after that. So we've got Gaia next. Which, you know, I've been writing about this a little bit as well. The earth as the mother, the sun as the father, and the earth mother just being destroyed as Osiris and Amaterasu have been, and you know, put back together. And the Gaia, the earth herself, has had the same thing and done to her by us. Her children, rather than, you know, or you could consider us brothers, sisters, but really it's more like her children have destroyed her, which, there's only so much a parent can put up with if their child is destroying them. You know what I mean? There's got to be balance. So Gaia, creation. You are creative in every way. There are no barriers to constant, consistent creation. Allow yourself to create, enjoy, not because of pressure. Connect more deeply with the earth. Almost every culture has a creation myth, and the ancient Greeks were no exception. It was understood that at first there was nothing but a primordial sludge, a full nothingness. The state was called chaos. Then there formed some organizing influence, which stepped from chaos, the first, which was Eros, love, and Gaia, earth. Because love existed too, Gaia gave self-birth to Uranus, the sky, Uria, the mountains, and the sea, Pontus. Gaia considered Uranus her equal, and they became joined. Uranus explodes in joy. And love showers her with stars and rain, and Gaia begets other gods, goddesses, and titans. Whilst Gaia and Uranus end up separating, Gaia still goes on creating on her own. Rhea with her daughter, Cronus. Time was the son, and born last from the womb of Gaia was the terrible Titan, Typhon. The earth goddess has been venerated in her role as creatrix since time began. Gaia is an extremely old energy. As humans from prehistoric times to postmodernism, we have witnessed and been awed by the magic of creation, whether it be the growth of a plant to nourish us from a tiny seed, or the miracle of the birth of a baby from a sexual act. Gaia may well have been worshipped originally as the ultimate mother, the first energy to nourish and provide creative fertility. It is rational to suggest that the more fertile the land, the more food and the more game to hunt, and so the more people surviving. The masculine entity developed as the hunter, the one who ruled animals and game. If pleasing or honouring the earth mother in simple or ritualised ways enabled the earth to offer more edible plants and medicine or encouraged conception, this seemed a rational way to ensure survival. Gaia as an energy is said to have celebrated and rejoiced in her creations, whether they be plant, animal, wind, rain, sight, sound, titan, or animal. Even when her creations sometimes horrified her, she still protected them and found a place for them. True creation always brings with it a spark of joy and pleasure. Gaia has become a popular goddess amongst modern spiritual people and is no longer just one belonging to ancient Greek mythology. When people speak of the living spirit of the earth, they often name it Gaia. We know scientifically now much more about the earth and the systems that make it work than our ancient Greek friends. However, the way they saw that Gaia was a living cycle with interconnecting influences does them much credit. Even the idea that there was a sort of big bang out of the primordial chaos is something that our brightest scientists are only just getting their heads around, but was simple truth for the Greeks. Gaia is the ultimate expression of creative power. When you need a creative spark to arise within you, when you are tired of doing things the same old way, when you need growth within yourself, turn to the deep, loving, creative energy of Gaia. If you are in a career that requires consistent creativity, such as the arts, music, advertising, she is a wonderful deity to assist with keeping a consistent flow. For those who are literally creating, mothers, and for those involved in environmental protection, she is an invaluable ally. Yeah, I'm just getting like that our, like, to have the balance within ourselves, like Vishnu you can't have one without the other. Like, you need to know and be connected to where you come from, and we are, like, you know, of the earth, and that, you know, to feel and get in touch with the living essence of earth and be thankful for where you come from and be, you know, a part of that. That's like, you know, it's your feminine, it's masculine, feminine, it's creation and protection type thing. Yeah. So Shiva and Hathor, contentment. Hathor, contentment, celebrate in joyful peace, be contented with what you have, dance, sing, love and create without anxiety. It is time to rest and to cease driving forward for a time. Yeah, so with that I'm getting like, you know, if you look at mankind, like men, the masculine is about action, is about drive, movement, is about, you know, the striving, and we've been doing that for too long without the tapping back into the heart and the beingness of the feminine. And so I think that's what it's kind of saying here, like, is, you know, an aspect of our human beingness is we've just been going too far forward, like powering on through of like more, and in doing so we've left so much of our beingness behind, of our like centeredness, our balance, our connectedness. And that's why we're out of balance now. So it's like, you know, that masculine needs to come back and tap back into the heart, you know, where they came from, you know, to connect with their feminine, so we can meet and balance things out, and then you know, approach it in a much more unified manner in moving forward. Yeah. Get some from the elementals. Oh yeah, I got a new deck, Avatar deck. I'll get that one out next. Inner core, solidity. This is like, you know, that's you know, woman, man on both sides there. It's the divine union, this solid the dove flies flying out. The inner core. Yeah, it's like it's meeting in the middle. It's us coming together and realizing that that is actually the true balance. That's where both sides are at their best. You know, it's not a competition. If you want to be your best, then you meet in the middle. Outer core, fluidity. So we're inner and outer core, solid and fluid. It's masculine and feminine. Let's see what the other one is. One more. Marine life, richness. Yes, that's the water in between, right? Where the life begins. I mean, look at that, like the richness, that's where the abundance is, between the inner and the outer core, between the, you know, it's the joining of the masculine and the feminine. The movement, the fluid and the solid, the ether and the matter, feminine and the masculine. Yeah. And we got east, the beginnings. Which kind of almost looks like he's created a stargate there. Which is, sounds about right. Time and magic, discipline, alchemy. Creation, water. And speaking your word, voice. Magnetism, attraction, completion, west, east, west. Magnetism, time, alchemy, voice, east, west. This is like the equator. It's the middle ground, that's the border of the north-south, masculine, feminine. Completion. And voice. Like, your voice is the culmination of you, like, so what you voice has to come through the many layers of you, like, you know what I mean? The voice is the end point. The voice is the expression of all the parts of you. So, and you know, that is your voice, your expression is your direction, it is your choice. Like, whatever you voice, you are choosing your path from your mind and your heart. And you know, like, it is almost like your voice is the sign, is your is the sign, is your direction, it is your it is your, what is the freaking, your voice is your, what you are choosing to make your reality type thing. So, you know, everything that goes into you leading up to you speaking you, like that is all like the recipe of what you're baking. So like, what do you want to bake? Yeah. Alright, so these are the Avatar Oracle deck. Blue Star, Sirius. So you know, the blue star, like, is the throat chakra, like I was just saying, it's your voice. It's like the truth of you, or like what you're choosing to be your truth, is your voice. And yeah, we'll see. Sacred union. Is fusion. And we blue flame, blue star, sacred union. Perfectionism. So, I mean, the blue flame, holding the blue flame is the it's like sound healing. It's like the voice. So having the blue flame is like heart activated purpose to consciously make a difference using your voice to inspire others to do the same, to uplift and guide, help direct in the right direction from the heart, mind, higher heart space for the evolution of the species and the planet. You know, in the healthiest way for everyone possible. It's from, you know, a higher space, the higher heart, as like, you know, a sacred union, sound healing, blue star, blue flame. You are wanting to move the emotion of this planet into a better place by using your energy to do so. Like, you've grabbed an oar and you are saying, all right, I'm taking up this oar and I'm going to start paddling. You know, like, imagine humanity as, you know, this freaking ship moving through the waters of freaking, I don't know, consciousness growth of getting anywhere. And there's a big fucking ship with some big freaking oars, and not everyone can be bothered to grab an oar and do the hard rowing for the team, because we're all on this freaking barge of a boat together, right? And some people just like don't give a shit about like where we're going. But I'm just saying, like, the Blue Flame group, you know, following the Sacred Union Blue Star path, starseed, you've got just this like inner drive to like say, you know, I'm fucking grabbing one of these oars and I'm going to start chanting this song, so we all start paddling in unison and getting our freaking ship in, you know, getting some movement going, and inspiring and uplifting the group freaking work ethic of that, you know, we're all rowing together here, and let's do it in as much fun a way as we can. Like, let's make up some bawdy tunes and get the rum flowing while we're doing this, and realize that picking up an oar is some good exercise at the same time, and we'll end up looking like freaking gorgeous muscly Spartans and Valkyries, built as shit at the end of it. And that's the starseed mentality, and that's why we've come down here, because like we want a good workout, and we like to sing some bawdy tunes and inspire the team to, like, you know, do the same and have a party on the ship. Like, let's get things fired up. Like, you know what I mean? That's the Blue Flame. That, you know. Like, I mean, I can just freaking imagine, you know, we're the Olympians. We're, you know, I don't know, can you like, I mean, I can so picture it. I don't know. False God, faith, authenticity, self-love. This is it, like, have faith in yourself, and like the authenticity and self-love, it leads you to the home is where the heart is. But it's not like any one thing or entity. Where that leads you is family. There's just so much there, and so many, there's so much. It's family, it's tribe, it's I can't explain it any other way except for like being a part of such a powerful community. It's a community. It's not one thing. Like, it's like knowing that this community makes up everything. And the more you are connected to the community, the stronger, more godlike you are. The minute you take on like this, like an ego, more singular focus mindset, the weaker you become. So it's a very like, you know, you can get to this place of like true connection with the source, with our family, and the empowerment of that seriously makes you feel godlike, because that's where we come from. But the minute that you take that and let your ego run with it, you become separate and you become weaker, like Superman with that rock, whatever he had that made him weaker, like but it's like being you know, connected further from, like, closer to the heart base, like the system, the group, the family, the connection is what makes you stronger. That is what gives you your godlike Superman powers. It's not you, it is the group. You know what I mean? Like, you are amazingly special, and we all have our own unique abilities and gifts to bring. But the minute that you take that into an ego space of thinking that you are better, or you don't, like you are separate from the family type thing, like, that's when, you know, you lose, you start to lose your specialness, you know what I mean, like that. As soon as you disconnect, which, you know, the minute you think you're better than or lower than, you are disconnecting, you're rejecting your connection. So yeah, and this is the self-sovereignty. It's such a like fragile balance. It's very interesting, and it becomes quite amusing sometimes, frustrating all of the time. This connection, especially, you know, for us humans, like, we have so many emotions that are activated in so many different ways, that it's such a fine balance to stay connected and in that zone of at one with our source family, the recipe. Because, like, it's like, you know, family, it's the recipe that makes up source. Because, like, you can go and connect directly to source, but you can be there, but you can't be it. Not in material form. If you know what I mean. And that's why it is like family, as if you can go see your parent, but you can't become your parent. You know, you know what I mean? that's the separation of source, but you came from them. So that's how close the link that you can kind of experience in this kind of consciousness level. Like, it created you, but you can't go back to become it while you're in the creation phase type thing, you know what I mean? So that's why it's very kind of easier to understand as parent to child, and with, you know, as far as you can go close to it, to stay in the really close bubble of, like, you know, angelic or you know, as close energies as you can get to source is family. So that is the mentality to have, is that you're an equal family member, a child of God. You know what I mean? Like, and that is what keeps you, or what I've found, the connection to aspire to ease your way in, is to develop a healthy parent-child relationship with the divine, with source, and with the angelics as your siblings, brethren, and all our star family, the gods and goddesses, as equal siblings. I'm only, you know, the older siblings by quite some amount of time. And, you know, as siblings go, we've all got different, unique characteristics, but we are still all brothers and sisters, children of the one parent. We're related, and this is how a healthy dynamic at that level enables you to stay there and have a beautiful connection and communication with your parent, your energy parent, and your energy siblings. Like, that's the healthy way to look at it, without the ego getting involved of I'm better than you, or they're better than me, or worshipping, or, you know, that kind of thing, because, you know, that's not what it's about. Like, you want to stay in the inner circle. The inner circle is the healthy family. So a healthy family, if you haven't worked that out yet, then that is the way to go, and they are the people to help you get there, because that, like, you know, that level is the healthiest level to aspire to, of healthy family, healthy relationship dynamics, and unconditional love and support and guidance and assistance to develop your gifts, like big sisters and big brothers should, and mother and father should, to boost you into the best you that you can be. Anyway, yeah, so that's kind of like my opinion on how beautiful energy, family, and where we come from. And yeah, if I go any further, I'll start crying, because I feel the connection all of a sudden. And yeah, they love me as much as I love them. Like, you know, big brothers and big sisters should love their little brothers and sisters, or whichever way it goes. Yeah. Yeah. So the whole ego thing surrounding the spirituality and our connections with each other and with Source and our other cosmic ancestors and all that. It's not as complicated as people make it out to be. Like, take it back to the freaking basics, right? As above, so below. They are the ones that can teach us what healthy relationships are. And ego has, and competition has no place in the family of love light. You know, what is a happy family? What is a truly happy family? Like, ask yourself that. What is a happy person? What does, you know, a happy parent want most? What does a child want most? What do any of us want most? What is healthy? And follow that. Yeah.